So if you're working a 9 to 5 right now and you want to build something on the side that can actually replace your income, this video is for you. I'm not talking about dropshipping or get rich quick schemes. I'm talking about Amazon wholesale, a real business model that is working right now in 2025 going into 2026. My name is Pedro Ramirez and I've been helping people build profitable Amazon businesses for years. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact system to start an Amazon wholesale business from scratch, even if you've never sold anything online before. We're covering 5 simple steps. First, what Amazon wholesale actually is. Second, setting up your business legally. Third, finding distributors. Fourth, getting your products onto Amazon, and finally, how to scale beyond that. Stick around because at the end, I'm going to share the 3 biggest mistakes beginners make that cost them thousands of dollars when they start. Step 1, understanding Amazon wholesale and what Amazon wholesale really is. Here's the thing. Amazon wholesale is simple. You buy products in bulk from distributors at wholesale prices, you sell them on Amazon at retail prices, and you keep the difference in profit. You're not creating products, you're not dealing with Chinese suppliers, you're buying established brands that people already know and trust, and that's key. You're partnering with these brands to get their products to more consumers through the Amazon FBA system. And this works really well because a lot of brands don't want to deal with Amazon directly. They want the middleman, they want the expert, they want the person who's going to take a very large order and ship it to Amazon as Amazon requires. And it also works because low risk products already have demand. There's no branding needed because the brand has done all the hard work. It's easy to scale. You're essentially the middleman between the distributor network and Amazon customers. And that's it. In other words, you're a retailer. Step 2, setting up your business. This is all the legal stuff you're going to need. The most important thing is you set up your business correctly because once you do it, it's really difficult to change it back. You don't want to go from a sole proprietorship to an LLC or corporation. Why? Because you can't change it. Once it's set up, it's set up. And you got to treat Amazon like a video game. When you start an account, it starts at level 0. And as you get more and more transactions on the platform and more experience, Amazon rewards you by giving you more and more benefits. The biggest benefit is being able to unblock or ungate more and more brands. And you don't want to go from a sole proprietorship back to 0 when you form your company or your LLC. So remember that. Do it right the first time. The company or corporation or LLC protects your personal assets. And you can use your government website to set one up. Costs are minimal. We're talking under $200, and it takes about a week to get registered. You can get all sorts of forms from the IRS or from the Canadian government or from the Mexican government. It doesn't matter where you set up from, but you just get these forms. They take around 10 minutes to set up. And it's like setting up, your business number and the things that you need for the government to know that you're a legitimate business. You also want to open up a bank account, and you definitely want to keep your personal finances separate from your business money. Whatever company name you set up must match the bank account information. If you don't have perfect matches, it just creates friction when you're trying to open up your Amazon seller account. Another tip is to use a major bank. You want to avoid credit unions because at times I've noticed that Amazon gives you a hard time when validating these when they're reviewing your paperwork. So work with a major bank. It's easier to secure the bigger credit cards that you're going to need when you're eventually spending tens of thousands of dollars on products. And yes, that will happen. But don't be scared because in this game, the more you spend, the more you earn. Now, what you want to do is you want to use your corporate paperwork to get a reseller certificate or the equivalent tax ID in your home country. This will let you buy from distributors without paying the sales tax, or you'll be able to pay the sales tax but then collect it when you sell the item. These processes are usually free, but some people opt to pay a small fee just to get it done quickly. Once you do this stuff once, it's done and you're good to go. Step 3. Finding distributors. How to get wholesale pricing. Brands may not necessarily want to sell to you directly. You're really a small fish. So they're going to sell through distributors that buy huge volumes and break that down into smaller volumes to companies like yours. At that point, you can then ship to Amazon and become a retailer. Your job is to find these distributors and get approved. How to find distributors? The best way to find distributors right now is through agentic AI. I'm going to drop the link to the agentic AI that I use so that you can try it out and you'll be able to find an unlimited amount of suppliers with it. It's actually quite amazing. It has replaced an entire team of researchers. One of the biggest barriers to entry in this business was knowing who the players were in the wholesale space. That agentic AI has made that go away. So check it out. You can also use Google. Just type in the brand name and type authorized distributors. Simple, but most people won't even do that. Another recommendation is that you start with smaller distributors because they're easier to get approved by. Try to focus on companies that sell under $500,000 per year on Amazon and approach them first. I'm going to drop a link below to Smart Scout so you can use filters so you can find these brands quickly. The hack is then to take the names of the brands and pump them into the agentic AI. Ask the agentic AI to find you the distributors for these brands. That's it. The agentic AI will find all of their websites in different chambers of commerce. It will do the deep work, the deep research, and find you B2B operations if you prompt it correctly. Once you have the list, start hitting these people up. Another way to do it is to go through LinkedIn. Chances are, if you have worked at one of these types of companies that sell consumer packaged goods, or you have connections to people that have through your LinkedIn, just reach out to them. You're literally one conversation away from making a deal like this happen. Once you've got a list of distributors and you start hitting them up, you'll eventually start securing wholesale accounts. It's not that difficult. They're just going to ask you for your business name, your tax ID, maybe your reseller certificate. Some might have a minimum order like $1,500 or 1,000 units. Follow it. In some cases, you can negotiate with them. You can apply to multiple distributors. Some will say yes, some will say no. That's totally normal. So just embrace rejection and learn from your mistakes. Don't forget to keep applying. Step 4, getting your products to Amazon. This is going from purchase to final sale. Before you buy anything, you're going to have to use tools like the agentic AI and use Keepa and use RevSeller. Make sure the product has some sales, and that's very easy to determine. You can even use Helium-10 X-ray for that. That will tell you how many units have sold and the dollar amount that those units have collected when they were sold on Amazon. You'll have to use RevSeller to see if the items are profitable after Amazon fees. That's super simple to do. This is what RevSeller looks like. You basically enter the information of how much you paid for the item, and it's going to tell you the net profit on that item after fees. Super simple. Now you're going to create the shipping plan. Then you're going to print your FBA labels and stick them on your products. If you want to hack for this, use Inventory Lab. It's part of the Seller 365 suite. I'm going to attach a link below so that you can get that. It's a workflow optimization tool that just allows you to get your shipments ready for Amazon a lot faster, and it just has a nicer interface so people find it easier to use. Once you ship the items to Amazon's warehouse, it's super simple. Amazon handles the storage, the packing, and the shipping for you. You didn't even have to take the boxes to Amazon. UPS will come and pick them up directly from your door, your garage, your storage room, wherever you have them. Once you've done this and the products are on the way, you're ready to go. You should set your prices. You can price competitively to win the buy box. You can monitor your inventory. And when you start running low, just reorder more from your distributor. You can use an automatic repricer to keep your pricing competitive, or even increase your prices when your competitors start to run low in stock themselves. I'm going to attach a link below so that you can grab that as well. When you start running low, just order more from your distributor. And that's the cycle. You buy, you send to Amazon, you sell it, you restock it, you repeat. Sounds simple, right? It's because it is. Step 5, scaling your business, how to grow. It's actually quite simple. You just need to add more products. Once a few products start to sell, Amazon will begin to trust you more. At that point, you just need to get more and more ungates, and you'll be able to get them almost automatically once your account has some history. Dive deeper into your supplier catalogs. Ask your suppliers to connect you with other vendors that they may know from the industry. Remember, all of these guys know each other. The more products that you add, the more revenue. So I pulled some data from Smart Scout, one of the tools that I mentioned earlier in the video, and it shows that sellers that have at least 25 products in their catalog, I mean 25 individual unique items that are selling consistently, they can easily achieve the $1 million a year in sales. At a 20% margin, that's $200,000 in profit. And you can do that as a part-time business all day long. So the more products that you add to your catalog, the better. The repricer will help you improve your margins. So be sure to get that. Again, the link is below. Once you start getting used to working with your suppliers, you start to get some leverage. Get to know the salesperson, make deals with them, ask for better pricing, ask them what's going to make them more money as a salesperson, and then ask them to give you deals on the things that you need. So it's almost like a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours relationship. Ask the distributors for volume discounts. Hire a virtual assistant to go through more and more of your catalogs. The virtual assistant can also help you with product research, shipping plans, and customer service if needed. You can find virtual assistants on Upwork from anywhere between $3 and $10 an hour. I've had many in the past. This is going to free up your time and add diversity to your supplier list. Remember, don't just rely on 1 or 2 distributors. Although 80% of your sales may come from 20% of your distributor list, you should still consider finding more and more, because over time, 1 or 2 of those suppliers may disappear, and you don't want to have 80% of your entire business resting on 2 suppliers. So the more suppliers, the more stable your business is going to be. So for scaling, it's super important to reinvest your profits. So you're going to use your profits to buy more inventory. If you can delay the gratification of paying yourself for 1 or 2 years, you're going to build a huge bag of money. Your inventory valuation is the biggest asset you've got. You're not going to see all of the money from your Amazon business at the beginning, but it is going to be in inventory, and that inventory has a value. At the end of the year, during Q4, if you sell all of your inventory and you have $500,000 worth of inventory, you're going to do really well by the end of the year. The faster you reinvest, the faster you grow. People go from $1,000 a month to $15,000 a month in 6 months just by adding more products and reinvesting. You may have to get resourceful with your credit situation. I found that the only way for me to scale to the numbers where I'm at now in the hundreds of thousands of dollars per month was to get lines of credits and credit cards with 0% interest. Getting a $100,000 loan will make all of the difference in your Amazon business. And you'll have no problem doing that once you feel confident that what you're doing is working. So just remember, keep going and you'll have that confidence. At this point, it's just consistent execution. Before we wrap up, here are the 3 biggest mistakes that newbies make. Mistake number 1, buying products without research. Remember, you must always validate the demand, and you can't create demand on Amazon. The data tells us exactly how many items have been purchased in the past, and you should follow that. Mistake number 2, not tracking expenses correctly. Amazon fees can add up fast. Track everything from day one so that you understand exactly how much money you're making or losing. Mistake number 3, giving up too early. Your first few months, you may not make any money. That's totally normal. Just stay consistent. Build that trust score with Amazon, because the more trust that they have in you, the more they're going to let you sell. I find that on average, it takes 6 to 8 months for people to start making real money on Amazon. So stay the course. I put together a free guide with research lists and tools to help you use agentic AI, as well as this profit calculator and all of the other tools that you're going to need. The link is in the description below. If you got value from this, hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment if you have questions. I read and respond to all of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.